What is up, guys? Welcome to the Verse Crypto Channel, the most savage sharing crypto channel out there. My name is Kris, and I'll be your host today. If you're having this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so we keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information in the space. With that being said, let's hop right in this video. As always, we've got another awesome video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be talking about Constellation Network. For those of you who don't know what Constellation Network is, it is a layer 0 blockchain that uses hypergraph technology. And to basically explain hypergraph technology, is very similar to ledger technology, but it adds a really cool component that can be used for interoperability and also has the same function as a blockchain. So there's a lot I want to highlight in this video today. Please keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and education purposes only. For full disclosure, this is a project I am invested in. Now, starting off, you guys want to go and check out Constellation or DAG, you can go over to constellationnetwork.io or go down the description below. Once you pop that right in, you get this beautiful UI. I absolutely love this website. Phenomenal marketing, great job by the development team. So starting off here, the website is very simple to understand. You know, they have a really cool white paper. It's straightforward. It's really easy to understand, and it does get into, like, you know, all the nerd math and science stuff. And then it talks about the ecosystem, sponsorships, and whatnot. So before I get into like the weeds of things, you know, just scrolling down and just looking at what this webpage has to offer. Starting off, you can see the ecosystem. You see U.S. Air Force. We're going to go over that a little bit. Ledger, Amazon Web Service, Helium. Not a big fan of them. And then Splunk, Uphold, a lot of different really cool software companies. Now, one thing I really want to re-emphasize: software companies, government agencies, any sort of entity with a lot of money and a lot of time and interest are going to put all that energy into a really great project. A lot of these smaller end projects, you're not going to get like massive like sponsorship from like Amazon and like US Air Force or Ledger. But the ones where these big corporations are confident that are confident that are going to have the largest impact in this space, those are the projects they're going to be investing in. And DAG, or Constellation, is one of those projects that we're going to be talking about today. Now, on the website, they really emphasize this concept of layer 0, which we're going to talk a little bit more in the white paper. But one thing that this blockchain, well, technically it's not a blockchain, it's hypergraph, but one thing that this cryptocurrency project is really introducing to the ecosystem is this concept of interoperability. We see it with Cosmos, we see it with Polkadot. Right now, we're in what I call the layer 1 blockchain phase, where you put out a layer 1 blockchain and people just build dApps around and they just have fun, and it's like this cool little game. But the future of cryptocurrency is going to be through the interoperability. Some people think that the interoperability is going to occur at the wallet level, where you just take your coins and you swap from whichever network and use that network that's best. Others think that if you have a blockchain that connects to all these other layer 1 blockchains and allows them to interact, do transactions, and allow projects to go multi blockchain, that's going to be the best approach. But in my opinion, in this next bull market, layer 0, interoperability, those are the two words that you should be looking for. Those types of projects are going to explode. It's not going to be meme coins. It's not going to be decentralized exchanges. It's going to be interoperability, because that is the entire future of everything. It started off with the .com boom, when you had like new websites pop up, and then finally we get an internet browser, and that's where all the money went. And that's kind of gives you an idea of where cryptocurrency is moving into. So we're kind of phasing out this like little old system, even though it's only been around for like a year or two, and we're phasing into the new age. So I want to put you guys up on game on what's going on and the projects that we introduced here on the Verse Crypto channel. Some of them are degenerate, which is fun, but we also introduced really, really awesome projects with awesome utility, awesome teams, and an awesome future. So starting off, coming down here, we go into a robust ecosystem, and it's going to talk about features, comparison products. So it's just like any other blockchain. secure, decentralized. They found a way to solve the blockchain trilemma, which it's never true. There's always going to be an issue with blockchain trilemma. The way to solve it is to have multiple blockchains that are connected. And then they have interoperability, which is imposed through their hyperledger. And then it also has a layer one function where you can build decentralized applications on top of it. So it kind of kills two birds with one stone. And one of the biggest things that really blew up in my mind when I was reading about this project, feeless. There are no required fees for transacting on the hypergraph and accessing bandwidth. So what bandwidth is like when you put like a video up on your website, or you put up like a store, like an online e-commerce store. Bandwidth allows people to come in and like access it, and it runs at a certain speed. And so a lot of companies that provide you with bandwidth will charge you more based off of your website usage. So if you have a high bandwidth, you're going to have to pay a lot of money. And, you know, a lot of these media outlets pay millions in bandwidth. What Constellation is doing is they're putting it at zero. Think about that. If these big companies are spending millions of dollars on bandwidth every single year, we'll say billions. It's probably in the billions ballpark with a B. And they come over here and they launch something like this onto Constellation or DAG, it could be absolutely huge. Now, also on top of that, there's no required fees for transacting. So if I want to swap from one coin to another, I don't have to pay a single fee. So imagine if you're on buying a smart chain, you swap BNB for the cake token, pancake swap. You have to pay like $1 fee. This one is feeless. This is absolutely huge. And once you start reading through this project, you understand, and you start like seeing what I'm seeing, this is like almost like a unicorn. It is completely magical. I'm sure there's problems with it, but the fact that it's feeless and has interoperability, those are the two things that are awesome market selling points. Now, so they have 300 plus globally distributed foundation nodes. Nodes basically approve transactions on the network. Most blockchains that I've seen have anywhere from 14 to, I would say, about 77. So 300 plus is huge. And the more nodes you have, the more decentralized you're going to be. So that's probably going to go up from here. So really awesome. I already talked about interoperability. Now, blazing fast. Testnet shows 80,000 TPS. Oh, wait, excuse me. 80,000 transactions in 7 seconds. So we'll say like 10,000, low over 10,000 transactions with only 6 nodes. But the bigger the network grows, the faster it gets. So what Constellation is doing is something similar to Cardano. As the Cardano blockchain expands, so does the transaction speeds as the usage goes up. So they're using the same exact concept. Now, keep in mind, this was in testnet. And, you know, you get these blockchains, they put out these crazy numbers and whatnot. If you guys want to see like the actual TPS for a blockchain, you go over to realtps.net, and they're tracking some of the big blockchains. You can see Binance Smart Chain at 42, Stellar at 128, Solana supposedly at 303, but I don't believe that. And then we have Arbitron, Phantom, and the whole list goes on. And then you got your Ethereum at 12, and I believe Bitcoin should be at 7 or 8. Is it even on here right now? I'm not really seeing it. But regardless, take that with a grain of salt. I mean, I'm sure it's fast. I'm sure it's scalable, but it's not going to be that actual number. Once you start getting congestion on the network, it's going to slow down. So moving on. So we're going to come over here to learn and click on white paper. And when you do that, you're going to get this awesome little white paper. And it's for, I'm not really smart. So what's great about this is it just sums it all up and gives you what you need to know, and just so you can make a quick decision. So I'm not going to read through every single one. I don't want to bore you guys to death, but Constellation provides speed, security, and layer zero consensus in its hypergraph and transportation protocol, HTTP, without explicitly require fees through the creation of state channels with advanced programmable business logic, extension of core consensus, module to layer one network specific use cases. You'll have innumerable opportunities to develop peer-to-peer networks. So this new type of technology, I call it hypergraph, but it's technically hypergraph and transportation protocol, HTTP. It's introducing this concept of feeless transactions, and the fact that they are able to use the creation of state channels to avoid these fees. It's going to be pretty huge. And the team has something going on with the development of this technology, and they're creating their own little space in the blockchain technology. Because, like, if you look at Binance Smart Chain, they're proof of authority, Ethereum's proof of stake, then you have Bitcoin, which is proof of work. Now they're introducing the HTTP, which is their own brand, and you're going to see more blockchains try to copy, more development teams try to copy this, fork it, and launch their own like little blockchain project or hypergraph projects, not blockchain. So I'm coming down here into the network. It goes into, the difference between graph. And so another project has like the graph technology would be Phantom. And then you have the hypergraph. And the biggest thing that really separates it is you have these little nodes out in space, and they connect the nodes using like vertices to speed up the transactions and also add for interoperability so that you can lay this hypergraph technology on top of layer one blockchains and allows them to communicate. So you can actually start sending like Bitcoin to Ethereum, or you got a decentralized application that wants to move to a different blockchain or approve or a separate transaction on another blockchain. And so this is what I talk about when I talk about interoperability and how important it is. Now, if you guys are interested in getting into how this is feeless, they have a really great breakdown of the state channels, and it gets into how they're able to create feeless transactions. And then they have a layer 0 token standard, and then it talks about the validator nodes, which are used to approve transactions across the network. So a lot of really cool stuff coming out of this. And the fact that they were able to build a layer 0 blockchain, a layer 0 hypergraph technology is absolutely awesome. Now, coming over here, I want to show you guys something really cool. And before I kind of wrap this video up, now, scrolling down, I want to show you guys some of the sponsors they have within this ecosystem. So they have key government partners. These are people that centralized entities that run nodes. And the future, a lot of these hypergraph, blockchain, ledger technology is that you're going to have corporations and governments that are going to run their own node within a decentralized ecosystem so that they can basically play fair in the financial system, the tech industry, any industry you can think of. And so one of their biggest sponsors, well, two of their biggest sponsors, I want to point out. So the first one is United States Air Force. U.S. Air Force, they do a lot of work with, space, air, communication, anything with drones. They're using this technology within, their surveillance systems, their communication systems. They're going to want to use Constellation since it's built on top of the internet, and it also allows for fast communication, and it's also unhackable. So U.S. Air Force is jumping on this bandwagon, and they're testing some of their technology using the DAG technology. On top of that, we have Amazon Web Services. Amazon is the biggest e-commerce platform out there. Literally, people will go on there, sell stuff, and become millionaires just through Amazon. And they're using Amazon Web Service, which is absolutely awesome. There's CGI, Arizona State University. CGI is a Wi-Fi company. I think CGI is seeing that, Wi-Fi is going to start to disappear and turn into blockchain / ledger technology, and they're probably hopping into Constellation so that they can use a business approach when the Wi-Fi starts becoming a thing in the past, and blockchain technology becomes like the new thing that to replace like Wi-Fi and the internet. And then we have Konos, which is another layer 1 blockchain, which I'm going to cover in a different video. So the partners within this project are huge. They're big corporations. They're very well known. The U.S. Air Force is probably one of the biggest ones I've seen with any partnerships with these projects and technology. The U.S. Air Force has real world use applications, and the fact that they're using the DAG network to experiment and maybe possibly implement it could be huge for this project going on to the future. So before I wrap this up, I want to just go on CoinGecko and just do some little math for you guys. Let's go to DAG. There she is. So right now, oh, just popped up. So right now, DAG is sitting at about 204 at the time of this recording. It's probably going to change or whatnot. So if I zoom out, it's sitting down at about, we'll say 4 cents, 5 cents. And at the all-time high, we were sitting at about, actually the all-time high I should say right here, 45 cents. So to give you an idea, if you were to buy this coin right now, it can go up 10x. Now, starting at the beginning when this project first launched, it was at about 0.0014. And from its all-time low of 0.001 all the way up to its bull market high, it appreciated almost 500x. So if you had $500 in this project, you would have basically $250,000. So in my opinion, what we're going to see in this upcoming bull market and going on to the future is you got, the U.S. Air Force, then you're going to get maybe another military branch jump in, and then you're also going to see a lot bigger companies get into the cryptocurrency space or the DeFi space, and they're going to want to find the best type of blockchain ledger technology to get into. And in my opinion, the hypergraph technology is extremely powerful because not only can you use it to build decentralized applications, but it connects blockchains together. And it's going to add more of a use case behind the token. One of my biggest concerns is, when it gets into like a little bit of inflation, I couldn't really find too much on whether or not Constellation burns tokens or whatnot, but this is going to be in a follow-up video. But ultimately, in my opinion, if you have more use cases and really good partners, there's a good chance that this thing could pop and do absolute numbers. So, kind of wrap it all up. I think this is a great project. Check out our links down below and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about Constellation, or if you guys want us to do another video in the future, really diving into the white paper and talking about some of the really cool mathematic nerd stuff. And before I wrap this video up, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so we keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information in the space. My name is Kris. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.